Shakespeare's comedies were about a lot of topical issues of his time. Yeah, if he even wrote those plays, I'm pretty convinced that the Shakespeare plays are the result of a collective of ideas. I think the Shakespeare plays, it's like a modern comedy show like Saturday Night Live or the old Conan show or Late Night or whatever. You've got a staff of writers and they come up with the material for a show. The only reason we have the Shakespeare plays is because they were all printed in a compendium of the complete plays after Shakespeare died. But there are no original manuscripts. There's nothing written in Shakespeare's own hand. Shakespeare's estate was well accounted for after his death. He had no books. He had no papers. None of his children were known to be educated or to be able to read or write. The evidence is that Shakespeare was a businessman who owned a theater troupe, who did acting, who had many businesses and retired as the wealthiest man in Stratford. So he was a wealthy man, businessman, entrepreneur. But I think what he did is I think he hired the best writers, and I think he had a staff of people that really refined the plays over years because, there are quartos, those handout sheets that exist. There were like these printed sheets that were had little quotes from the plays and stuff. People would go to the play, they'd spy, they'd take notes, and then they'd print out these little one-page fold-up little synopses of the hit lines, and they would sell those outside the theater. And those things still exist. And so it's kind of known that the dialogue, if they're to be believed, as quotes, the dialogue of the plays changed over time. So you could imagine it as being like anything else. Imagine any kind of project that you could refine every time that you did a season. So it's not done today because if you go to see A Death of a Salesman, if they changed the lines and they changed the acting, and people would really be pissed off. But imagine a time when it was the custom that every time that you put on a production of a play, it would be different because you would know what worked the last time and you would, refine it, you would tweak it, you'd do it in another series of performances, you'd see how that goes, you'd see how the audience goes, and you tweak it. And then so as years go on and on and on, you're really honing it. And imagine that process with the best writers that you could find in the business, because, Shakespeare was the richest guy. He probably paid people the best. And I'm sure that Marlowe and Francis Bacon, I'm sure all those playwrights, I'm sure they all had a hand in writing this or that, and then it would be refined. And when I read the Shakespeare plays, I do not hear a single voice. I hear something that's like a machine that has been constructed over time, not just born in one script. If there would be manuscripts. There would be at least one manuscript, but there are none, So there's a mystique about Shakespeare. There's a mystique about the Shakespeare Company. There's legends. There's a religiosity to it, especially people that really study Shakespeare. There's a religiosity to it. But as someone who has no dedication to that religiosity, I would say that it's the result of many, many people over many years, decades probably, so that the versions of the plays and the sonnets that we have in print are the result of the sharpest honing over decades of performances. And not only writers, but actors, because you have to realize, these plays were performed for years and decades, before they were written down and or put in print where we have them today. So individual actors would refine things and repeat things, and this would work and that would work, and so it would just change over time. So all of the depictions that have been done in recent decades of Shakespeare, Marlowe, all that stuff. Yes, Marlowe was a spy, probably a sociopath, and yes, he probably did kill people. He was definitely a spy. That's proven. And the Queen herself got him out of at least a couple very serious, if not lethal jams, because he was doing espionage for the crown overseas. Marlowe was a real character. Maybe he might have even faked his own death. It's unknown. I would think that it's probably a good chance that he did fake his own death. The circumstances of that are for something else. But if you read Marlowe's plays, I don't think they're not a mirror image of Shakespeare's plays, but there are elements you could see. It was a different time, and I'm sure that everybody knew each other. I'm sure ideas were banded around, and I'm sure that there were many hands, many pens in the writing of those plays. Which is why I think that they're unprecedentedly refined. There's really nothing like the Shakespeare plays in the English language. And I think the reason is that they are the product of a very specific time in playwriting and a very specific kind of process that really didn't exist in theater later on, because during the time of Shakespeare, things, again, really weren't written down, weren't recorded. There were no recordings of performances, and again, those plays, there were no printed manuscripts of those plays at the time that they were performed. It was only after, years after, decades after, that there were printed copies. So, once we got into the age where plays were written by authors and then performed, there was a totally different world where things wouldn't be constantly rewritten and recreated, and where you wouldn't have actors and producers and theater troupe owners and directors having any say in what was in a play. But in the time of the Globe, in Shakespeare's time, we don't know what the process was, but it was very different, certainly. It wasn't like the modern process of playwrights, actors, and theater troupes. That's the system we have today. That's the system that we've had for centuries, but in Shakespeare's time, it was very different. That's just my completely biased personal take on it. And I'm sure most people would not agree with me. But that's the way I see it, and I'm sticking to it. Consistency of the writing might suggest a single author. Well, that's the thing. Consistency of the writing, what writing are you talking about? As I said, the plays were published in a compendium, a single compendium, after Shakespeare's death. So yeah, it's credited to William Shakespeare, but not written by Shakespeare. And where are all the manuscripts that compendium came from? They don't exist. Who wrote it then? That is the question to answer. Who wrote it then? Who indeed? That is the unanswerable question. That's where I work. In the lab. Go berserk. In my lab. That's where I work.